Hi everyone, I am Daniel Tapawan, third year student of Bachelor in Science in Marine Engineering at Northwestern University. Previously, I discussed about Annex 1 and Annex 2 of MARPOL, and in this video, I'm going to discuss about Annex 3 and Annex 4 of MARPOL. MARPOL Annex 3 is the regulation for the prevention of pollution by harmful substances in package form. This MARPOL Annex 3 entered into force on the 1st of July 1992, and the revised Annex 3 entered into force on October 2010. First of all, let us understand to which all ships Annex 3 applies to. The Annex applies to all ships carrying harmful substances in any kinds of packaging, in containers, portable tanks. Portable tanks are ships which can be moved from one place to another, road tanks or trucks, and rail tanks, wagons. The question is, what is harmful substances? Harmful substances are those substances which are identified as marine pollutants in the IMDG code. IMDG code is the International Maritime Dangerous Goods Code. For those who doesn't know the IMDG code, it is a set of 3 books which has to be carried and complied at all times when a vessel is carrying dangerous goods in packages form. It contains a set of guidelines, instructions, and regulations to facilitate the free and restricted movement of dangerous goods and protection of the marine environment. The IMDG code comprises with 3 books, Volume 1, Volume 2, and Supplement. Volume 1 contains general provisions, classifications of dangerous goods, and guidelines on packaging, marking, and transporting dangerous goods. The Volume 2 contains the dangerous goods list. It is the list of dangerous goods carried by sea. In Volume 1 of the IMDG code, marine pollutant is defined as substances which are subject to provisions of Annex 3 of MARPOL as amended. I hope the main objective of Annex 3 is clear to you. The regulation of Annex 3 were developed in order to identify the marine pollutants and transport them in such a way to minimize the marine pollution and also to distinguish between the cargoes which are marine pollutants and which are harmful. The next is the discharge criteria. As per Annex 3, the rules of discharging harmful goods were straightforward. It is absolutely prohibited to discharge harmful substances into the sea, except where there is grave or immense danger to the vessel or life of a person. Now, let's have a look on the requirements of Annex 3. The Annex states that appropriate measures based on the physical, chemical, and biological properties of harmful substances shall be taken and regulate the washing of leakages overboard, provided compliance with such measures would not impair the safety of the ship and persons on board. The regulation of Annex 3 require issuing of detailed standards on packaging, marking, labeling, documentation, stowage, quantity, limitations, exceptions, and notifications for preventing or minimizing pollution by harmful substances. The next annex that I am going to discuss is about Annex 4 of MARPOL, which is regulation for the prevention of pollution by sewage from ships. We will be discussing about the hazards of sewage, which all ships the Annex 4 applies to, the sewage discharge criteria, arrangements and equipment present on board to discharge and treat sewage, and special areas under Annex 4. Annex 4 entered into force on the 27th of September 2003. Before going ahead, let us understand what is sewage. The wastewater which is generated on board categorized into 2 types. First is gray water, which includes drainage of dishwasher, wash basins in galley, wastewater generated from drainage of cabin, showers and wash basin, laundry drainage, and refrigerator and AC condensate. The second type is black water waste. Black water waste consists of drainage from toilets and urinals, waste generated from hospitals via wash basin and scupper located in the premises, and discharged from cargo hold or living animals. So keep in mind that regulations of Annex 4 are applicable to black water waste and not grey water waste. The discharge of sewage possesses a few hazards. The discharge of raw sewage into the sea can create a health hazard as it contains concentration of nitrates, phosphates, and organic matter. Sewage can also lead to oxygen depletions, making it difficult for the aquatic environment. Sewage can be an obvious reason for visual pollution in coastal areas, which can create a major problem for countries with tourist industries. So, to which all ships does Annex 4 applies to? MARPOL Annex 4 applies to all ships which are 400 gross rate tonnage and above, engaged in international voyages, and to ships which are less than 400 gross rate tonnage certificate to carry more than 15%. For treatment and discharge of sewage, vessels are fitted with some equipment, and arrangements are made for the purpose of preventing pollution by sewage. Now, I am going to discuss about the discharge criteria for sewage. Discharge of sewage is based upon how the vessel is from the nearest land. When the vessel is within 3 nautical miles of the nearest land, discharge of sewage is only allowed when it is properly treated in an approved sewage treatment plant. When the vessel is within 3 nautical to 12 nautical miles from the nearest land, discharge of sewage is accepted when it is treated through an approved communitor disinfection system or by the sewage treatment plant. And when the vessel is more than 12 nautical miles from the nearest land, it is allowed to discharge untreated sewage into the sea, provided that the vessel is en route and proceeding at a speed of 4 knots or above. And in this case, the sewage shall not be discharged instantaneously. It shall be discharged at a moderate rate. In January 2013, Baltic Sea area has been adopted as the first special area for sewage discharge regulation. It is the only special area for Annex 4. When a vessel is in Baltic Sea, the discharge of sewage is allowed only when the sewage is treated in a sewage treatment plant, even the vessel is 3 nautical miles or 12 nautical miles from the nearest land. So, the distance from the nearest land does not matter. It has to be treated in a STP. That's all.